Welcome to this week's Yep Yeah Yes with Tamika and Marissa. Yeah, how you doing?
Good. How's it going with you?
Really good. How's your day been?
It's all right. It's dreary outside, so
How was your week?
a little longer worked, So
How's work?
it's you're working and you're like scared, but you gotta work. So it's one of those things.
How's it been? How's it been with you in the stores? Like you haven't seen any kids, right?
No, there's kids in there. Parents don't care. I saw a pregnant woman with her husband and teenage daughter and teenage son. The daughter had on shorts. None of them had on masks or gloves.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there you go.
I thought most of the stores weren't allowing kids in there, period.
I don't think you can ban kids. Like that might be their only. They don't have daycare.
Yeah.
Everybody can't just leave their kids with, a
With
father
someone,
or
yeah.
relative. That's not. You can't ban
That's
kids.
I thought they weren't allowing kids because of the touching.
You can't ban kids. I haven't heard that. That would be a lawsuit.
Well, there's been restaurants that ban kids.
A restaurant and a grocery store. Like totally. I just don't. I don't see how you can get away with that. A restaurant is not the same as a grocery store. Like you got to get your essential goods. A restaurant is like a luxury. A nightclub is a luxury. You can't bring that kind of thing. But people don't have. Not everybody has a sitter or somebody they can trust their kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
kids are all over the place right now. So
Yeah. So I want to talk about a pause and moving forward. And did you see that viral challenge where it made me think of one perspective, and I know people were being, empathetic, how people were putting their senior photos up in solidarity to all these kids that are not having proms, not having, a traditional graduation and all that stuff. Did you see that?
I saw people putting up, like doing that, putting up photos and I
Right.
saw graduation photos, that kind of thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, because we don't know yet if graduations are happening, proms are happening. They don't really know yet. But that's the whole solidarity made me think of. I don't mean this in a negative way. Like, wow, you're just gonna rub your carefree moment in time to other kids. That's fun. Not that kids are on Facebook
I didn't think
anymore.
of it that way.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, maybe I'm just negative. That's how I thought about it. And then it made me think of reminisce about that transition time. When you go from high school and you're done with high school and you're starting college. So that whole last 2 months, like May, the end of May, June, and then it depends on where you are in the country. Sometimes finish early June or later in June, and then that summer in between where you're on some people go to college, some people go on to work, some people go to trade schools, all different things. But that whole moment where that high school experience is, that chapter is done and you're moving forward into this new pseudo adulthood where, you have to, you're essentially by all legal means, depending on where your birthday is, you're an adult. You're kind of still a kid. Do you remember that time in your life?
Yeah. I mean, my time was like there was a lot of things in my mind. So you're grown, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're about to be trusted to go out in the world and make
Mm-hmm.
decisions for yourself, but not. But
Yeah.
and with me, just I like when you came up with this topic, I was thinking about the day where it all kind of culminated, and it would probably be um the the day before. I'm trying to think, was it the day before, the day after I graduated? I think it was the day before, the morning of, something like that. I can't remember exactly. And my family had come down. I think it was the morning of. and
Mhm.
my family had come down or whatever, and because I lived in Maryland, and I just remember like, damn, I'm really about to leave, and I'm like, but I'm like, I still like this feeling of being like a kid, like, oh, you're so great.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like you're trying to be grown, but you're not grown,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
So it
I
was, and
I,
that's
I
high school. Like, obviously, college was a lot different, but that was, high school.
but it's like it's this snapshot of time that I just really want to talk about, because I think about, like, I'll say for myself, I moved out of my aunt's house. I lived with my mom for the summer, and then I was starting college. I think, when does college start? The beginning of September, second week of September, and I moved out on my own. Obviously, that summer I didn't have my apartment yet. Got my apartment in September, but that whole moment was such a carefree moment where I had no schooling. I was venturing into the unknown. It was such a freedom that some of us get to experience. Um, but I remember it fondly, where it's like, I know I'm not an adult, but I also know I'm not a kid. And the expectations I had for myself at that moment were so minimal. Just don't get too drunk. Definitely don't drive drunk. Get home, eat, go to the beach, home, eat, go to the beach. You know what I mean? It was just such like an awesome little moment in life. And I think about these kids that are venturing into that snapshot of their life now, and it's very unknown. Like, will the beaches be open for them? Should they
Well,
be
in
going to?
Florida, they will be.
Oh my gosh, I saw that. I don't know.
I
I don't know how
digress.
I
I
feel
digress.
about it.
I digress.
How do you feel about that, though?
I feel it's stupid. And did you see the numbers that came out yesterday from Florida? Amount,
No.
the numbers doubled with
Of
cases.
coronavirus cases?
Yes, yeah. So there you go. But anyway, go
Ugh.
ahead.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, this snapshot in their life, that some of them are not be able to have jobs. Some are not going to be able to go to college. We don't know. There's so many unknowns at the moment that it's.
I think it's important though for them. I mean, they're not going to realize it now, obviously, because they're living it.
Yeah.
But there's going to come a point in their life where they wish they would have had, an extra moment with their mom.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little weary, teary-eyed thinking about it, because it's like, when you're that age, you know everything. You just want to be with
Yeah.
your friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just want to go hang out, like you said, drink and do all this other stuff.
Hmm.
But when you become an adult, you realize, like, you think back and you think about the people you like. When I graduated, or before I don't remember, but I think it was, yeah, after I graduated that summer. We all went to Ocean Beach, Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland. And
Oh,
I was not like, I wasn't one of those kids that like drank and smoke weed and none of that. Like, I probably drank like once or twice in my entire life by the time I grad. Like, that's not something that I did. I didn't go to clubs and stuff. And if I did, the times that I did go to clubs, it was like 18 and under. It's like those kind of clubs. I didn't have a fake ID or any of that kind of stuff. So I was very much like a goody good girl. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
didn't do shit. I did what my mother said. If I had an attitude about it, I wouldn't yell at her. I would just go to my room like she told me to do. You know what I mean? So when I went to Ocean City, I'm like drinking and I'm having a good time, but I'm not really drinking. I'm like drinking like I got to stay on my toes because whatever. And so I know, like, those are good memories, but if you like today, like, I know who I went with, but naming them off the top of my head, I could probably only name three. You know what I mean?
Because you went with friends or you went with
Yeah.
family?
No, I went with friends. It was the senior trip.
Oh,
So it's like
okay.
a bunch of us, it's like the
Yeah.
Hot Chili Peppers was out then. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like it was a cool trip, but now I'm like, it's not like one of the most memorable moments of my life.
Yeah.
When I think back, it's like, my mom was going through a lot of things in her relationship, and I was leaving that, and I kind of wish I would have like maybe stayed behind, and obviously you live your life the way you live it, but sitting here in my 40s now, it's like these kids don't realize, like, some of them are really lucky that they're going to have this time with their family that they're never going to get back again. They may never again spend this much time with their family again. Like, this is it.
Concentrated time where they can
Right.
focus on each other.
They'll
Yeah.
make a puzzle,
Mhm.
playing cards, spades, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do white people play? I don't know. Black people would be like spades. Like, that's our game.
You play Chinese checkers? I love Chinese checkers.
No.
I love that game.
That must be a Puerto Rican thing. Between that and what is that other one that Spanish people like to play?
Dominoes?
Dominoes. You knew it right on. It was like dominoes?
Oh my gosh. So you know what? I to digress. You know how I'm constantly saying like one of my kids is like super Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
So this one kid that I keep talking about, I
Is it the one that I say is Mexican?
Yeah.
Now you don't like me saying that, but whatever. So
I am constantly looking at things that I'm like, this kid's got all the flavor. So I don't know how this got started, but I scare him all the time. Where like if I know he's coming out of a room, I'll wait. So today he was walking, like I was standing in his sister's room and he was coming out of my room and he started like walking, but he was a little ahead of me. So I started to run a little bit and he looked back, got nervous and just started to run. And I'm like, oh, this kid is definitely super Puerto Rican. Because if it would have been the other two, they would have just dropped to the floor or I'm like,
Right.
you scared me. This one just, no questions asked.
You're supposed to leave. Like, I don't need to see what's going on. I'm out.
That's what we're gonna do. We're running away from something. I'll figure it out later.
Right.
But it just made me think of that because I am the like as you said before, and again, my tangents make sense to me in my head. The as you said before, the quality time that I'm having with them at the moment, where I'm not taking them to the beach or to a play place or to a park and stuff like that, where they're doing their thing and I'm like sitting down and maybe like, getting lost in Black Twitter as I love to do. But I keep thinking
that's a
about
hashtag, people.
Yeah.
That don't know. Not everybody knows about Black Twitter.
Sorry.
Hashtag Black Twitter and you figure it out.
And you're welcome. So I keep thinking about like, I'm having these conversations I never thought I'd have. And they're actually asking about me, like when I was their age and like, what was the favorite thing you like to do? Like, I don't ever remember being 8 and 9 and asking, like, I gave a shit about my parents like that. Like, whatever, you're just two old people that had me. Like, I should be your focus for everything. But we're having these conversations and it's such a magical moment. And I know that's not the case for everybody. And I do pray on and I pray for that. But for my situation, it's such a blessing and it's definitely not lost on me. And I think about these kids too, that like, snapshot in time that I want to talk about. Like you said, some of them are self-quarantining with grandparents. And what a plethora of information that is. Like, what
to ask it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping they're doing.
Before. Like, I don't know how many of these seniors really understand, like, somewhat of a blessing that this is. Are they taking advantage of it? You know what I mean? I don't know how many of them are.
I really hope they are, because what a treasure. Because I know you and I have had such special grandmothers in our life. And I think about that, like, had I known then what I know now, like, I always felt like she was my friend, that you should just beat the shit out of me. But be that as it may, she was still my friend. So I can't imagine being like 18, 19 and like being able to like just literally sit and talk to my friend. That's awesome.
The one thing that I can honestly say is that my entire life, like, my family has been my group of friends. You know what I mean? Obviously I have friends, but like the if I had to choose between like hanging out with my friends who I love and hanging out with my aunt, uncle, my cousins, my mom, you know what I mean? I'm going.
But that's a whole different vibe. Like, the way you guys talk to each other, I want to hang out with y'all.
I know. I'm saying it's like a different. And it's not even just like because they're my family. It's like, no, we actually have fun. We laugh. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good time. I play cards with them, whatever the case may be. Order.
I've never felt I've never felt more loved than a moment where your aunt called me a bastard and told me she was gonna stuff no, your cousin. She told me she was gonna stuff me in a bag of leaves. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like
We love
family.
like today. So me and my uncle are going back and forth sharing clips of General Hospital from the 1980s.
Oh, that's amazing. I
So he's
wish I
like,
was
he said,
there.
"Did you see this one where Alan rigged and Rick fell through the roof?" I'm like, "Oh shoot!" So it's like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I am grateful. Like, I don't feel like I missed out in those years in that way. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
always, when I come home from break when I was in college or whatever, I would always, it was always the same thing. But the one thing, as I said before, that I wonder, and I hope that the seniors out there, 17 and 18-year-olds who are planning to go to college or even just go off and get a job, that they're sitting back. There are some that are sitting back and appreciate it. It's like cool when you see teenagers doing TikToks with their moms and the parents,
Oh, I love
it's like
that.
so cool. Like, people be like, oh, you see people in the comments hating, but it's like,
I
whatever.
love it.
Because your mom's like, get out of my face.
I saw this one TikTok. It was like they tried to make a TikTok, but they ended up making like this 7.5 minute video. And it was in the morning. His dad is like, I think he's from Scotland or Ireland. And he's got his bathrobe on and he's looking at his kids. And they're older. They're like teens, a boy and two girls, and he's looking at them. And the one son dabs. They're like running around in a circle and they're dabbing. And then they like this other little dance. He's looking at them like they're lunatics. And then you see that he's asking the son to do it, to like teach him. And they're like rehearsing all day. They go out to a field and they finally do it. And it's just, to me, so funny. He's like cursing. He's like yelling at them, but they're laughing. Like they're all laughing and having such a good time.
And they're gonna remember that. They're not gonna, like, if they had to choose between that and like going to a house party, they're gonna remember the time with their family.
Hands down.
For most, there are
Yeah.
certain circumstances where people are struggling. What are we
Yeah.
gonna eat, or it's domestic violence, or people have the COVID. So
Yeah.
prayers to them. But I think majority of people that have kids that are transitioning to this new experience, new life.
Yeah.
I hope they're realizing and recognizing the importance of what they have in this moment, being stuck in the house with their family.
You know, the blessing amongst all of this.
Just so you know, I think your reception might be bad, so you keep going in and out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
I
just
don't know
saying,
either.
you get
Because
stuck
you're
on certain
perfect.
words, like you, because we're doing, as people may or may not know, we do this via Zoom, so you pause and
Oh,
the audio
gosh.
pauses, but
Just what we need.
that's that.
Sorry.
That's okay.
What else was I
You're
going to
not
say?
drunk or anything. I'm just letting people know that
Not today.
you know.
Not at this precise moment. Are you?
Well, I am having a little
What's,
Pepsi and rum. Oh
I like
no,
that.
not rum. What is it? Not rum. What's the other dark liquor?
Hennessy?
No, not Hennessy. No, not Hennessy's a
Whiskey?
whiskey. Whiskey.
I like the color of your drink cup thing, by the way.
Hmm.
That's very you. Not
You see.
a day over fabulous.
Thanks, Mom.
Speaking
I know it's late
of,
for coffee, but shit, girl, gotta drink her liquor. Come on, the quarantine drink.
I've got water.
Oh, good for you. You got water and 3 kids. Such is life.
Ain't that's you know what? That is like we were talking this the other day, and like my eye keeps twitching. Like like I appreciate this moment, and I'm not.
You wouldn't
I
have it
don't
any
mean
other
this.
way.
No, yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, it's like when kids, like, for some reason, they like have to touch you as they're talking to you, and they don't sit like next to you, they sit like, underneath you. And that kind of like wears on a person's spirit every once in a while.
You'll be all
And
right.
like, yeah, I'm gonna be all right. But this is like we were talking about. Like, I kind of like need
You need what?
a drink. I
Oh,
would. I like just like a mojito,
you have
or
wine.
just
Yeah,
or like
wine.
uh, maybe, or just like chilled tequila.
You know, you can order drinks from the bars.
Yeah.
You order food. I order. I saw somebody. Oh, they ordered this coconut something like pina colada. Some like I don't like coconut like that, but
Right.
it was like frozen with the cherry on top and an umbrella, and it came wrapped in the plastic so that it wouldn't spill on her. I was like, they were you could see them on social media unwrapping it, and then the straw, put the straw in, and they started sipping. I was like, oh Lord, I'm about to order me a $10 drink.
I saw someone, and it like the complete despair was not lost on me. Somebody ordered iced coffee, and the iced coffee spilled everywhere, so it was like this much left, and I was like, oh, that's
Drinking so
terrible.
much that if I get a coffee, I'm putting Kahlua in it. Okay. I gotta have a drink all day. This is like ridiculous, and I'm not even stressed like that. But I just like I need to like. Oh, my aunt went and got some coffee the other day. I was like, how much of that Bailey's Irish Cream do I have left? And then I realized I didn't have any. So there you go.
Do you ever have Fresco and
Have what?
espresso? It's Frangelico and espresso.
No.
It's really good, but it's like tarty. Oh, my mouth is watering.
So anyway, back
Anyway,
to the topic at hand.
oh, my bad. So kids these days. Ha ha ha. Um,
This is your topic.
oh my God, why are you yelling at me? We're reminiscing.
No,
We're talking.
your computer's up loud. I'm not yelling.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Do you recall anything else from that summer, from that snapshot of time?
Honestly, no. That's what I was thinking to myself. Like, that's the only memory I have is senior week, or not senior week. Senior trip. The senior trip. I don't remember that summer. I don't. I'm sure I worked. I don't remember
Right.
working.
Oh, what kind of job did you have back then?
Um, Worked in the grocery store, a cashier in a supermarket called Weiss.
Is that where you perfected your grocery bagging technique?
Yeah, because I'm skilled at that.
But you are, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be if you work in a grocery store.
But not everybody is. I've had people bag my groceries before, and they're trash.
Well, you have to find out how long they started. You know what I mean? There's some people. It's a skill that you learn when you like some in the beginning. I had to I had to bag groceries. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's one of those things where you have to you have to do like the same kind of you have to do that thing every day that that's you're stuck
But
with.
but here's the thing, though. So I never knew. I didn't. So maybe when I was 25, 26, it was when we lived together. 2060, you had gone to the grocery store, and I was unload stuff, and I was like, wow, who bagged this? And you were like, me. And from that moment on, my whole life has changed. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I remember having such like my life has been garbage until the moment.
It
When
might
you
have
bag
been
groceries.
before too, like them training, like they put us on, the people, the baggers and the people that
Right.
rang up the groceries. Obviously, when I started there, I think I was 14 or 15. So it's like you can't run the cash register. You're not ready. It's like
Right.
like when you hear about McDonald's, like you're not allowed to run the
Yeah.
fries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
really. But so I think like it's like you train. That's like they heavy stuff on the bottom and light stuff on the top. Cans on the bottom, bread's on top of it. You know what I mean?
But
So,
you don't just do that. It's not like you throw in a bag from heavy light. You just do it in such a way where it sits as a cube.
But I'm saying I think that they trained you on that when I was in the store I worked in.
I recall being in Stop and Shop after this, after you had changed my life, and somebody was bagging my groceries, and I sat there and had like an eye twitching, emotional,
They didn't care.
OCD breakdown. I was at a bench. I had to take everything out and put it back in, and like the manager came over and he was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, this is like, you cannot put shit in a bag like this. This is not right. This is not good." And I was like in such a tizzy that he was, "I'm so sorry. Can I, like, if you touch anything, I'm going to kick you. Please go away." It was like, they're like, this lunatic. I became a crotchety old lady at that moment. You done changed my life. But I'm trying to remember, I worked at Sam Goody. That summer that I was living in Tortola, I did work, but I worked at Sam Goody. I think I started there at 16. Yeah, I think it was at 16 I started. And I love Sam Goody. It was a small store in the Islandia Shopping Center. That's where you and I met. But that summer I did like odd jobs in Tortola. I did babysat. I helped out at it's called High Hook In and Hold On. It's a windsurfing competition. I did like random jobs here and there to like just make extra cash. I was thankful that my mom was generous with me, where if I went somewhere I could put things in her tab. Like in restaurants and bars there, you have tabs. So my mom was very generous with me and allowed me to just put things on her tab. And I didn't really need to buy myself clothes or anything like that. It was just shirt. It wasn't like I didn't need extra. But
Wait, say that again. You broke up like crazy. You said
I didn't need
what?
I didn't need to buy clothes or anything like that. It was just I had my mom's tab for like restaurants and bars, Tortola. Like you just had tabs.
Right.
Whenever I wanted to eat or drink, I just put it on her tab and then kept going. I just lost my train of thought. There was another thing that I did while I was down there. I did my St. Martin with a friend of mine. I got my first tattoo. My mom sent me to St. Martin. She paid for me to go to St. Martin with a friend of mine. And I got my first tattoo there. That was that summer.
Oh, okay.
Ended up getting 7 more, but whatever.
Hey.
Yeah, I like tattoos.
Pleasure.
And pressure bust pipes. Keep thinking about too, what else? I like just sitting on the beach, walking barefoot, having flip-flops on. It was just such carefree. I love it.
But like now that I'm thinking about it, I probably spent my summer in New York because that's what I would do every year. I honestly do not. I have no recollection of my last year before college. None.
Oh,
like I have moments, but I'm like, was that my senior summer?
Right.
I'm not really sure. And I don't know. Not sure.
I don't know anyone at this moment that is in their senior year going either to college or into their adulthood. So I don't have anyone to like, oh wait, my nephew. What am I talking about? My nephew. My nephew's graduating high school and he's going to college. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. But he's not college. I meant to say he's going into basic training. And he's excited for this to be over so he can start basic training.
So that's cool.
Yeah. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I didn't think of that right off the top of my head.
Because he's not there with you.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah. Yeah.
People that are closest to you in terms of proximity are the ones who come up quickest and most frequently on your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You always talk about your children because they're right there.
Yeah.
If you didn't see your children, like you think about like parents who don't have custody of their children, they like never talk about them.
Yeah.
You're talking about work all the time. It's like, don't you got 4 kids?
That was my dad's issue with me.
That's another show for another day. Speaking of which,
Maybe.
like if we're gonna go into daddy issues, like for real, I haven't spoken to my dad since the quarantine started, like my birthday, like a month. But actually, it's been like a month. And knowing my dad, he thinks by commenting on my pictures that that's us having a full on
That's a
conversation.
communication.
Yeah, knowing him,
Yeah.
he texts. So he texted me last night. This is what This is with no context. Okay, this is what he texted me. He says, "I hope you enjoyed that,
What?
homie. I haven't heard from this mofo in over a month." That's what he texted me. I said, "Huh? Enjoyed what?"
Oh my gosh.
He says, "Mary J on the last BET Awards."
Are you kidding me? How
I
are
said,
you supposed to know that?
I was like, I'm just looking. I'm like, huh? And then he said, "But you may have seen that last year, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I saw it last year." He's like, "Oh, they're airing it on BET. I thought you'd be watching." I'm like, no.
Bless his heart. I love him. I love him. Bless his heart. And it was Friday night that he did this?
He did this last night.
Maybe he Martha Stewart himself.
What does that mean?
Did you see that message? No, that tweet that Martha Stewart wrote to someone, and then she had to like tweet herself again because it was like completely incoherent. And she wrote, "I'm a mess. I've been drinking."
No. Well,
And then
my dad's thing was coherent though.
it was coherent, but I'm hoping he was drinking to not like think about, let me give context to this.
Yeah, maybe. He probably thought I was watching the same thing just because I like Mary J. I got to watch everything she's on.
But still, you need
Although,
context.
although I ain't gonna lie though, after he said that, I went on YouTube and watched the performance over again. I was like, oh yeah, that was pretty good.
And did you enjoy it?
I did. But he don't gotta know that.
I love it. I love it when that happens. I like it's so funny because it's like when you get like these like random things out of context, and then like if they don't answer you right away, I keep thinking the worst, like, was that a sexual text to somebody else?
Oh, see, I don't get
My
those.
name came up.
I get
But
sexual texts from actual people from my past who I no
oh,
longer am with. Remember this? Like, really?
uh, during the quarantine you're getting all this?
I've gotten a few, yes.
You know, I've never gotten one of those.
Miss me much?
And what do you say back, or do you ignore?
No, I don't ignore because I'm bored. But I don't engage in like, oh yeah, daddy, that's cute.
Ugh.
I do the like, I make them feel real stupid,
Like, who's this again?
Yeah, I do. That's what the couple times I did that. I said that to two different people. I was like, who is this? And then they say who it is. It's like, oh, what's up?
Oh my lord.
I like delete number. Like I don't or name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't save everybody's number. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Whole other topic.
That's a whole other topic.
Whole other topic. But all I got to say on that is like, yo, dudes, like girls don't want to like pick up their phone and see penises, okay? And what if
You
other
should.
people send like what if somebody's like using your phone? You don't
Oh,
just send a screenshot of your junk. Like I've been missing it or something.
that's making me think of that. You remember the comedy clip I sent you about the lady who she says she feels like a grizzled old talent agent when she's looking at a dick pic,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Give me some razzle dazzle." I'm not doing the clip justice, but
No,
she's like,
no,
"Give me
but
some,
it's true.
give me
But I
some
don't even
razzle
want no razzle
dazzle."
dazzle. I like a preview. Like I'm about to like sending a dick pic is like foreplay. You got to
Okay.
get me prepared for it. Like, hey, how's it going? Not hey, how's it going 3 weeks ago, and then 3 weeks later it's a dick pic out of nowhere.
So how? Okay. All right. This is interesting. How how does one prepare the receiver of a dick pic?
Because the conversation has led to that.
Okay. But what
Well,
if
I know it's like you've been with your dude for a long time, so you've missed out on this whole dick pic
I've
craze.
never gotten one. I've never
Right.
gotten a
You've
dick
missed
pic
out on this
ever.
whole thing. So it's like one of those things where like, send me a pic. It's like, no, I'm not sending any pictures. I'm going to end up seeing I'm going to try to run for governor one day, and all of a sudden, there's a picture of me. No. However, I've noticed that men are very willing, whether you want it or not. I'm like, anyway. So what leads up to that is usually a conversation, and it doesn't have to be sexual in nature, but it's like, this is so off topic, homie. Like, really? What are we doing?
Listen, I don't know how we got started on dick pics, but you started this.
No, let's end it there.
No, I need to know. There's somebody listening that needs to know how to send a dick pic.
So, no, it's like a lead up. Like, I'm not saying you should do it at all. I'm just saying, like, sending a picture out of nowhere. Like, you always send me pictures of your kids, right?
Right.
But it's not salacious.
No.
You'll be like you send a picture, like, these kids don't feel like doing their homework.
Right.
Some of these guys will just send a picture
of their junk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next thing, miss me?
You're like, no.
No. And the miss me will come after the picture,
After they sent it to 5 people.
Right. So all I'm saying is that if you happen to be in a relationship with someone and you might be doing that kind of thing, there's always a lead up. Like, you could be just like dirty talk that you might have with your dude. Like, what do you like best? I like when you kiss me on my neck. And it might be a meme that you send of kissing on the neck. And it just like trajectory leading up to, okay, the full blown, if that's what you want to do. Right. But you should not be sending your picture of your junk to unsolicited.
Okay.
Especially when you're not in a relationship with that person. Especially if you're in a relationship with someone else.
Oh!
I'm just saying.
Oh.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And there's so many spots that I could blow up today, but I'm not that type of girl. My mother raised me better.
Oh, no. The look on your face right now.
I'm just saying.
That says it all.
So anyway, back to 18-year-olds. The summer of your life.
So I wonder what I'm curious to hear what this summer is going to feel like for kids that are transitioning into this new chapter or moving forward. I'm very curious to see how, I still see kids like gathering. They're still going to the beach. They're still like, nobody's social distancing.
Kids. That's the operative word. They're kids. And if they're adults in our life, if not political, but if government officials say it's okay, then they're supposed to be our leaders.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There's a little beach by me, and there was these, I want to say like 4 cars all parked with their trunks towards her, and the young girls all drinking coffee and like talk to each other. So like that was cute. At least they were like not out.
Right. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
No, I have no problem with that. But like I hear a gaggle of kids. There's a little like marsh. My kids and I, we ride our bike down to the water and back home. So there's like a little marsh where older kids have set up like a little trail and a little barbecue pit for themselves. And I hear them in there, and there's no way they're 6 feet apart from each other because there's so many of them. And I see the gaggle of them like riding their bikes past the house to like go home. And it's like, I know you want this to be the time of your life, and I appreciate it. I know I had it. I want everybody to have it. But at the same time, we're just not there yet.
Please don't let your kids become part of this. I wonder, like, what are their cousins doing? Like, how are they coping?
One of them is, so my niece is home, social distancing.
No, I'm talking about the ones their age.
My in-laws that live here in my neighborhood, they're all quarantined at home. They're staying home and social distancing. They're not leaving their property.
So that's good. That's how it's, I mean, it obviously it's hard for certain people. Like I think about my mother. She lives by herself. There's family in the state and, 20 minutes away or so, but they're
Yeah.
quarantined with their own family and children. So my
Yeah.
mom's by herself, and
Oh,
I feel bad. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I feel bad and you know, sh- it sucks. It sucks
I
for people
know.
that, like, what is she supposed to do? She's working. She always worked from home. She's, this last job that she's had, she's been working from home for the past few years. So she's used to that. But she's also had pretty much a bit of a social life, going to her Bible study and hanging with her friends and stuff like that. So those days are like kind of all over. So I talk to her every day, and we chat, but it's like we talk about the same thing. There's like nothing new. Like, what'd you do today? Laid in the bed, watch TV. What'd you do? Laid in the recliner, watch TV. What are you watching? Ozark. Yeah, me too. How'd you like it? It was good.
Yeah.
There's a new show on Netflix. There's a new, it's like
Yeah.
there's nothing really. I mean, we could talk about our job, but it's like, do we really want to talk about our job? It already annoys us being there.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring it home. So I
I
think about
wonder.
people like her that
Yeah.
don't have a family in the home with her.
Yeah. I think I have an aunt, a few aunts are quarantined by themselves, but they're yeah, doing the same thing, just talking to each other. I have my aunt, two of my aunts that live in Queens. It's one person in the elevator to go up and down. So she says her social interaction is when she goes gets her mail. She just stops and literally talks to everybody. She's like, people that don't want to talk to me, I'm talking to. But she was like that anyway.
But that's like the way of the world,
Yeah.
especially in the city. It's like people get their interaction in the elevator, but that's also the reason why there's so many cases in the city,
Yeah.
specifically Queens.
Yeah.
It's like you can't. You have to go. You have to share public spaces just to get something basic like your mail.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Uh, well, now the new epicenter is going to be Florida.
yeah, it's crazy. And so now all these 18-year-olds that were thinking this was the summer of their life, they probably will still go. There's probably a bunch of them that will still go. But,
Oh, please don't.
you know, do states like New York ban them from coming back if they visited Florida? Can you do that?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, where'd you travel? Like, what we can't become that kind of country either.
There was a dad, a mom, and then I think it was like, was there an elderly grandparent in the house as well? The son went to spring break, and his idea was to stay in his family's house with a few friends before he drove back upstate to college. And the dad filled up the truck, put food, and like actually bought groceries for him, put it in the car, didn't let him come into the house. Made him go, like they got an Uber to I forgot how it is that they got to his house, an Uber or whatever, and told him, you got to get going now. You can't come in. Unfortunately, you went to spring break in Florida. You can't come in the house.
Yeah. I mean,
So I don't know.
what you call the comedian? What's her name? With this heavy set one with the short cut. I can't remember her name. Lunel. She did that to her daughter. She was like, "You
Oh,
can't live here no more because we are high risk, and if you're gonna be out there visiting your friends and hanging out still and not obey our rules of staying in the house and not leaving, then you can't stay here." So she kicked her
wow.
out.
Where did she go?
Probably stay with her friend. No, I think the mother said she had her own place, but she was coming
Oh,
over every day. She's like, "No,
yeah.
you can't. We see you in the summer."
Yeah. When all this is over. But
Right.
she's right though. You have to protect yourself. You think about like everyone who's high risk, and this stuff is taking people out.
It really is. Really
Yeah.
is. But I don't know. It's crazy.
So, I want a tradition. I
Tradition?
want to I want a tradition. I want to transition to, yep, that's trending.
That's coming.
I I want to talk about Dr. Oz and Mr. Phil.
Oh gosh, don't forget about Dr. Drew.
Oh, what he said. Wait, let me tell you what Dr. Oz did first.
Go ahead.
So Dr. Oz went on national television and said sending kids back to school might only cause 2 to 3% increase in mortality from COVID. Then Dr. Phil, Mr. Phil, he said, basically was like, oh, hold my beer. He basically said that we don't shut down the country for automobile deaths, cigarette-related deaths, swimming pool deaths. Why are we doing it for this? And he quoted like numbers of deaths. So yeah, that's fun. So I just want to give you my perspective.
Wait,
so,
don't forget about Dr. Drew. He said it was way less serious than influenza and that it was a press-induced panic. That the flu virus in this country is vastly more consequential. And go ahead.
Okay, so we have Mr. Drew Pinsky, Mr. Mehmet Oz, and Mr. Phil
no,
McGraw.
Dr. Oz is he actually is a doctor. Phil is not. Dr. Oz is an MD. They're all MD. Doctors. They're all doctors, yeah. But Dr. Oz is the only MD.
Correct. But listen. So Mr. Oz, Mr. McGraw, Mr. Mehmet Oz, right?
I ain't gonna take the doctor away from him.
Oh no! I'm gonna put it on pause for a second. So what I think is so crazy is because these are a few individuals that mainstream people really do look for when it comes to like comfort of digesting medical information and things that are sweeping the world. You know, Dr. Oz has created a platform and television shows to not only help us understand our nutrition, take power in our health. Mr. Phil has created a platform, our social emotional awareness and health. Drew Pinsky, he has talked about substance and how that correlates to our mental and emotional well-being and how we take control of that. So we're looking at these people as the forefront of not only comfort but also education and how to understand the information in a palatable way, because sometimes the articulation and the deliverance is not exactly something that we can all understand. So when we take all these things into account and we look at these people as, you know, leaders of especially what's going on in this world, and you have such a nonchalant way of saying, but only 2 to 3% more people are gonna die. What if that 2 or 3% was one of their kids or grandkids or spouse? That's 1 or 2% is still too much. How could you say that? And then for you to say this is a media explosion to create fear mongering, that's, I know I'm not looking to play Monday morning quarterback, but at the same time, wow, like y'all really said that on national TV?
Y'all really said, whether it was on TV or not, you said that.
To the public that's looking to you for comfort.
Those words came out of your mouth. But they didn't say it. But see, this is the thing. And, I know we don't really get political, and I'm sorry, it's like hard to avoid it right now. But there's things that certain people will say on certain platforms that they wouldn't say on other platforms. You know what I'm saying? So okay, me and you having a conversation. There's things that I feel comfortable saying to you that I may not feel as comfortable saying to somebody else.
Okay, I get that.
To it in a way that another person won't. So Dr. Oz, he felt comfortable saying that on Fox News. I'm not quite sure he would have felt as comfortable saying that on ABC News.
Oh, Yeah.
When you have people that are like, yeah, say that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and they like egging, like, yeah, true. And that's how they feel that same exact way. When they have
Right.
people that constantly coming on there. I mean, he's not the only one that feels that way. There have been politicians that said similar things. They're like, grandparents wouldn't mind sacrificing their lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're going on a platform that is receptive to that kind of rhetoric, then you're going to feel more comfortable saying that.
But they still said it though. That
No, I'm not saying that, but that's why I don't take the apology for what it is. It's like you said it because you felt that, and you know what I'm saying. You just you believe that. I mean, how do you say that? Like all three of them, and the cigarette, like really, Mr. Phil, like for real, like the cigarette thing, like that's not contagious. That is contagious, and the smoke is contagious. That's why they got rid of it in bars and walking.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we know cigarettes kill you in a certain way, but people choose to smoke.
Right.
Whether they're addicted or not, that's a whole nother conversation. But the minute you picked up that cigarette and inhaled it, you made that choice.
Right.
I don't make we don't make the choice to get the corona. You know how many
Right.
people talk about like, I didn't even go nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they got mail. It's like, I have not left the house. What you call Scarface? He's like, I have not left the house. The rapper Scarface. He said, I have not gone anywhere. He said, I don't even know how I got it. He's like, I haven't left the house.
Could have been your mail carrier.
Did you order food?
Amazon. Yeah. And not only that, like I saw, so funny that you say that. This is completely off topic, but slightly on. Someone on social media, one of the, I think we're mutual friends. We used to work with them at place. Um, this tirade to say they ordered pizza and they came with no mask and no gloves. All right, but did you open your door with mask and gloves?
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing?
Where's your responsibility? Where do you take the blame? And
Right.
everybody's quick to point a finger.
Yeah. Yeah. But at the same time, I appreciate the apologies, but I don't accept them. And I don't care how comfortable or how baited or out of context their statements were. These are public figures that have been in the public eye and under public scrutiny for a very long time. And they know exactly what they say has weight and meaning to a lot of people. And they should have known better, and they do know better. Um,
And you know what
so
else? Like, I will not tolerate the slander towards Oprah. She ain't got nothing to do with this. Because she gave him a job 30 years ago? Really?
Did you see somebody was like, Oprah, I hope you saved the receipts?
This is not her fight. Why we always gotta bring her in?
Because
When Gail had the conversation
she's
with
always talking sideways.
huh?
Gail is always talking sideways and slick. And
But that ain't Oprah's fault.
but apparently it is. I don't know why people do that to her.
They steady doing it. Like now they're like, Oprah needs to distance herself from them and this, that. I'm like,
She has. She doesn't, like, she's not on
so,
their
but
shows.
they're not asking the networks to distance themselves, right? They're not asking Disney, distance yourself from Dr. Oz, who's on ABC Network. No, we're not doing that. We're
That
not
also
asking,
owns Fox News.
we're not asking King World, which produces both shows, to distance themselves from Mr. Phil and Mr. Oz. No, but we asking Oprah.
Oprah.
I mean, it's just Black women can't live. I'm just saying.
No. Women, period. Women, period. Any minority,
No,
period.
this is not a all lives matter shit. This is a Black woman live matter.
I've never said that, first of all. But you know who has?
Who?
Jennifer Lopez.
That's your girl.
That is not my girl at all.
Did you see her dance with Puffy? On his song?
Ew. Yeah.
It was a lot to take in.
I don't know how I feel about it because, like, you got
And then they were
A-Rod
like
in the
reminiscent. She's like, I taught you that. I'm like, what are we doing right now?
Calm the fuck down, Jennifer. She's way too comfortable.
And then
I don't know.
A-Rod, I mean, I don't know how cool he really was. He was just trying to act cool. But, and Puffy's like, yep, she on my live.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know. It's just,
The
and
whole thing was
then
messy.
he's like introducing his kids. Did you see the whole thing?
No, I didn't see the part with him introducing his
And he's
kids.
like, let me introduce you to my kids. So he started introducing the kids. She's like, oh my God, they got so big. Because she knew she was dating Puffy when the twins were first born. And I remember Kim Porter said, that woman ain't trying to be a mother to no black babies.
I remember that.
Yikes.
Oh, I remember.
Rest in peace,
Oh my
Kim
god.
Porter.
I know. Oh, Kim.
That was so awkward.
The whole thing. I can't believe. And then, like, I keep looking at Alex like I know you're a good dude and everything, and like I'm not looking to clown you or nothing. But can you stop being a twirling princess in the back and like take a frying pan to somebody's face right now? I can't deal.
But who?
But maybe I'm just
A-Rod?
not. Yeah. Like maybe I'm just not that progressive. I don't know.
Look, he's just happy. Like his career was almost over for a minute, okay? You
Yeah.
know, talk about a turnaround. He's like the
Ugh.
darling of baseball.
Yeah,
He
but
did
for her too, though.
no, it was more of no. His come up was way different than he was. When I tell you, Marissa, I know you're not into sports, but his shit was over. Them steroids. He's
He
not
did
getting it.
steroids?
He was not. He's not getting into the Hall of Fame because of that shit.
He did steroids?
Where you been?
I don't know. Not looking at baseball. But
Twice.
you
Twice. Before the Yankees and with the Yankees.
oh my gosh.
And so he came out, they were like, you did it again, bro? And he was like, I'm a hum. And so his career was like over. So when I
Ugh.
say that she like,
But it has been a symbiotic relationship because she's a little whack herself, I will say.
but she got more people. You don't like her, but her people love her.
And people love him.
No, I'm trying to tell you, they love him now. When I tell you if he was dead, it was like Lance Armstrong dead in the water,
Oh my
swimming for
lord.
air. People were like, he ain't never going into the Hall of Fame. He's a Roy guy. Like,
Did you see that
it
thing
was
about
bad.
Lance Armstrong? How people were saying, like, yeah, he did a lot of drug performance chemicals, but he still raised a lot of money for cancer research. So,
Oh,
like,
shit. Matter of fact, A-Rod, real quick, I wrote a piece on him when it happened. You obviously don't read my blog.
I read the blog, but you know, you'd be checking out on like shit that don't. Would you read my blog if it was about crafting?
Yes, because it was you.
But would you?
Because
But
I
would you
support
retain
you.
it? But would you retain it?
I would. Well,
You would
crafting
not
is not.
retain it.
No, because crafting is not like Alex fucking Rodriguez, who's in on
I don't
every.
give a shit about Alex Rodriguez. His bat swinging.
Oh my gosh, I
What?
can't.
I'm not a sports person.
No,
You
I
can't be
know.
mad at somebody who doesn't retain information. All I know that there's
I know you're not a sports person. I just can't understand how. I just like who doesn't know what a man was doing with steroids? That's just like
wait, that I should know that he was doing steroids?
yeah, because it was like when I tell you it was everywhere, it was everywhere.
For you. For you.
No, it's not even like a
For you.
sports. It was like GMA. It was on 60 Minutes. It was like he did a 60 Minutes interview and lied. Like when I'm telling you, it's not just a sports thing. It was like
Yeah, you're not going to retain the information if it's not a person or a thing that interests you.
well, thank you for reading my blog.
Yeah, but I'm not going to retain it if I'm not interested in it. What do I care about baseball and who's doing steroids? They all do steroids.
You're telling me there's not articles that you read that you don't really interest in the topic, but the article wasn't. You're like, oh, this is a good article.
That I became interested in?
No, that you read an article that came across maybe your feed or something. You wouldn't otherwise not read it, but you happen to read it that day. And you're like, oh, This was interesting. It's not like I'm not into koala bears, but
But it
it's
became interesting. I'm not
that
interested in
that's what I'm saying.
sports.
But it's not about the person. It's about, let me read my
But
homegirl's.
here's the thing though. But you have to understand too. It's about somebody that I don't know anything about. How am I supposed to retain the information if I'm not interested in any part of it? I could read it. I could have seen, as you said, it was everywhere. I could have seen it on mainstream media. I could have read your blog. I could have read the newspaper. But if I'm not interested in A, the individual, B, the
I get it. You're
sports,
not interested in me.
how would I retain it?
You don't care.
About Alex Rodriguez and
No,
taking
my article.
steroids?
I'm not talking about. I'm about to. I'm about.
Why would I care about an article that doesn't? Why would I retain information from an
No, I'm
article
not
that
saying
doesn't
that. But
interest me?
I'm talking about my article.
But this is what I'm saying. Why would I retain information from something that I'm not caring about?
I'm not seeing it the same way. Anyway, for those that
Well,
care,
that's on you.
for
Well, then
those of you
that's
that
on
care,
you.
I wrote the article back on August 5th, 2013.
You want me to remember from 2013
Well,
August about?
you know what? It's on the cover page of my website. Not sure when the last time you checked that out, but
But how would I supposed to? How am I supposed to remember about somebody that I don't know about?
I just told you it's on the cover page of your best friend's website.
Oh my God, you're not listening. You're only talking and you're not listening.
But
Why
when's
would I
the last time you
retain
went
it?
on my website?
Actually, yesterday, because you have a pinned um thing on your Twitter, on your Twitter page, it's pinned and it says I updated my Weebly, but the date is older. So I was like, did she do something recent?
So you
That I
clicked it on, right?
Yeah,
And then what?
I looked at it.
So then you saw it.
But why would I retain information
It
about
was
something that
yesterday.
I
You just
don't?
said yesterday.
But why would I retain information about people I don't care about?
Anyway, Marissa, I got it.
No, you don't. But that's on you.
You're
Where
right.
can they catch us?
I don't care. I know they can catch me on my website, catch me outside, tamikablair.com. There's an Alex Rodriguez article on there from August 2013.
Yeah, so if you all want to read an old article,
That is relevant to today because it's about how he went from the most hated man in America, to now he's like Jenny from the Block's Boo Boo. But anyway, are we done?
yes, very.
Really, you're mad? Are you upset?
No, I'm not upset.
Okay, just checking, because we can end this right now. But let me just say this one thing: it ain't Oprah's fault, y'all. Leave her alone. It ain't Oprah's fault. Just because she gave somebody a job in a TV show doesn't make it her responsibility. They grown men. They doctors. True?
Wait,
You
what?
don't, are you listening to me?
I'm trying to follow your train of thought right now. What?
It's not Oprah's fault. But
No, we
Dr.
established
Phil,
that already.
I know, I'm saying that's how I'm ending it. Like, just remember, it's not her fault. Leave her out of it. It ain't her
No,
bad.
they need to be accountable. They're grown adults
It,
with higher education degrees, which a degree doesn't make you smart, but they're public figures that publicly spoke on something, and they need to be held accountable for their own actions.
right.
They're not children.
Correct. But a lot of people don't see it that way for whatever reason. They see
Well,
they see what they want to see. But at
maybe
the end
they
of the
should call
day,
Alex Rodriguez and figure out how to get above a scandal.
yeah, I mean, he made it happen.
Who's the other guy?
The only thing I could say about Alex Rodriguez, though, really quick, and when comparing it to Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, and Dr. Drew, Alex did it to himself. They out there putting out bad information that affects the entire country, the entire world.
First of all, I think all of them have had a poisonous effect on mainstream consumers of television, and I think they all need to be held accountable for that. But I digress. Who's the other guy that was the other baseball player that did drugs, that did steroids?
There's a lot of them. Barry Bonds,
Um,
Roger Clemens. I don't know.
he was on the Mets, and why don't we hear about him?
What do you mean? Why you don't hear about him?
Like, why did Alex Rodriguez become a darling and not this other guy?
That's
Did they
my
play at
thing.
this?
Like, I don't understand that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, his come up was ridiculous. Like, it's not normal. Like, what you call is still sitting on a couch looking at,
Who?
what's his name? The biker. What's his name?
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong.
Oh,
It's,
he's never coming back.
but
He's
that's
never
what I'm
coming back
saying.
from that.
That like the fact that A-Rod came back is like, they're gonna make a documentary on that. Like, what the fuck? How did you do that? Because it's not that you usually don't come back. Like, how did Mike Tyson come back? You know,
Oh, from biting an ear, you mean?
no, like the whole thing, from the ear thing to beating up Robin Givens,
I
the
think
rape
because
thing. He went to jail for rape.
you know what I think happened? I think remember he did that one man special?
But I think that definitely was part of the trajectory. But I think, like, I don't know. It just he came back. He came back. I just don't get it. Maybe it was like, I just like with him. There's something to be said about like humbling yourself. I'm sorry, making yourself like the butt of a joke. What?
Nothing. But yes, he did that movie with the tigers, The Hangover.
Right. Like you said, the one man show, which we both saw, the movie version of it. But
Which
it's
I
like,
thought was great.
it was. And so you get an opportunity to look inside and say, oh, wow, this is a human being. He went through a lot of shit, this, that, and the other. But the fact that, okay, yeah, but he went to jail for rape. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's very hard to read. Like, people say you got a second chance, but no, not everybody got a second chance.
he did.
I think those are two really good examples of two people who really turned their lives around in a way where, like, I'm saying A-Rod might not get into the Hall of Fame, but he actually might in the next few years when he's eligible. You never know. And then
Who's who's the
Tyson
guy?
was just like,
Who's the guy? Is it Big Poppy who does
yeah.
the skin lightning?
Oh, no. Well, Poppy he's the guy from Boston. I can't remember his name. He bleached his skin.
Yeah,
Can't remember his name, but what about him?
I have no idea.
He
Oh,
just
how come we don't? Oh, I was about to say. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought when you said the guy from Boston. I was like, wait, there's a guy in Boston, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Oh,
the Red Sox.
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa. That's what it is. No, my mind just completely went into blank, and I'm like, wait a minute, Boston has a baseball team. But then I was like, holy shit! If I tell somebody who's like a diehard Yankee fan that I didn't know that Boston, for a moment there, I didn't know Boston had a team. Like, I'm listening to shut the hell up when it comes to sports because I'm about to like get all sorts of fire and all sorts of heat that I don't need.
Yeah, so Sammy Sosa. He don't live in this country, so he's like out of
Where does
sight,
he
out of
live?
mind. I don't know. Some Africa, some shit. I don't know.
What?
He doesn't live. Yeah, he's one of the islands. He doesn't live here anymore. He was
Oh
never
wow.
from here. He was never American.
Oh, but I thought he was like Dominican or something.
Maybe he lives in the Dominican, but he don't live in the U.S. But it's like one of those things, out of sight, out of mind. If you're not trying to be on TV, then like Tyson's trying to be on TV. He got
Yeah.
podcasts. He's doing. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Where
Yeah,
can they
I have
catch
enough for
us?
you right now.
What did you say?
I had nothing.
What'd you say?
I said I had enough of you right now.
Oh,
Got me
wow.
all riled up, defending A-Rod like I like the mofo. God.
That's on you.
I guess, I'll be honest. My feelings a little hurt because when I write, I pour my heart. I don't really write that much to pretend like you read it. Like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I just don't remember the content.
But like I said, why would I remember information
But
on
you can't
A?
say that. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, I do remember you write, vaguely remember, but I just don't remember the content.
But I didn't even know who he was back then. 2013? Why would I know who it is?
Alex Rodriguez, you didn't know who he was 7 years ago?
I don't believe so. I don't watch
Don't tell
sports.
nobody you're from the Bronx, okay? Because you just...
Listen, not everybody from the Bronx needs to know the Yankee lineup.
It's
I
not
don't
about
know.
being a Yankee lineup. He is like, he won them the World Series.
Oh, I thought that was that other guy, Derek Jeter.
He won them seven. He won them five of them too. Like, but the Yankees won the one. And you know which World Series it was? We were in Tortola watching it in the bar on the TV screen. I remember
I
that
don't
year.
remember that.
We were in Tortola at one of those bars, and it was in the corner of the TV and the screen, and we're sitting there watching it, which is just like, okay, well,
I have no memory of that.
we were in Tortola for your birthday. October. We went there because it was the end. We went October that year. It was like the first week of October or something like that. But anyway, where can they? Oh, this is your week. Sorry. I can't.
Listen, just catch us on Yep Yeah Yes
18.
on Instagram and Twitter. The Yep Yeah Yeah podcast on Facebook. If you listen to this show of today, I don't want to hear nothing about sports. I don't give a shit.
Reception's going in and out anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Goodbye.
Love y'all. I mean it.
Goodbye.
Bye.